Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Alright folks, it's time to steer away from the novel and go into the young adult stories. We're going to go into Last of the Jedi, Book 5 by Jude Watson called A Tangled Web. Now in this, the Emperor makes a deal with Ferris. If Ferris will find out who is sabotaging the Imperial computers, then he is going to grant Ferris amnesty for all his past crimes of being a Jedi. And for Ferris's credit, he thinks this is a great idea, not for amnesty, but to get closer to the Emperor. You know your enemy. And so he's going to become the perfect double agent. All right, so, and of course the title says it all, right? A tangled web. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Now, you would think, why would someone make a deal with the Emperor? I don't know. I think that's a bad idea. But Ferris thinks he can do it, and he thinks he can take it on. And especially after, what's he done so far? Killed an Inquisitor and scuffled with Vader once. The Emperor's going to make him this deal. At the same time, though, that is understandable, because as we know, the Emperor was always trying to turn Jedi to the dark side. And also, anytime he knew there was a good rival to Vader, he was going to push for that rival. So to make Vader, yearn for his affection more, and to make Vader more loyal and heel under him. And so that was Emperor's way of playing cat and mouse with Vader. He always was bringing up a rival, right? Later on, Prince Caesar, Moff Tarkin, you name it. There's several rivals that he put up against Vader just to make Vader jealous. And that's what the Emperor did. He was evil. All right, so that makes sense a little bit there. I understand it. Ferris thinking he can take on this role? Oh, I don't know. Now, I'm gonna have to spoil this just a little bit, because the saboteur is actually in the series going forward. And she was already discussed in a lot of other Jude Watson novels. It's Astri. Astri and Bog are actually brought back into the storyline again. If you don't know who they are, check out Jedi Apprentice. They were there back when the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan days. They brought him back a little bit for Jedi Quest. And now Jude Watson, just like I talked about with Michael Reeves last week, Jude Watson has brought back her characters playing in the same sandbox, moving them up in the storyline. They've grown up now. They've had a kid now, Loon. And it's more about that, what's going on. And so they have a story with Astri and Bog and their son Loon in the rest of the series here. But that's who it turns out to be, and that's always nice. It's nice to see characters, like I said in Jedi Quest, that was some of my favorite episodes in the books, were when they were bringing back characters from Jedi Apprentice, which I loved and adored so much. All right, so after that, you need to go to Book 6 in Last of the Jedi by Jude Watson. It is called Return of the Dark Side. Now in this one, Ferris is sent on another mission to the planet Rosha to investigate an upstart rebellion. What's this? In the meanwhile, his companion, the young thief Trevor Flume, has infiltrated that rebel cell, and he's now a part of it. So, what's going to happen here when conflicts divide? And of course, Ferris is going to find out that the Emperor has some ulterior motive. Duh, right? What were you thinking? All right, so another, Ferris on the job for the Emperor, his buddy Palpatine. Again, here's my problem with the series. Now, Jude Watson, like I said, the first books 3 and 4 without Obi-Wan seemed to wobble a little bit. Well, now Jude Watson in book 5 has an idea of what they want, what she wants to do, and where she wants to take the character. All right, and this Ferris as a double agent is in it through the very end of the books. So, for me, and this is just for me, I had a hard time dealing with, is Ferris a grown man now? Because remember, last time we saw him was in Jedi Quest, and to me, he was just an arrogant little twit that bothered Anakin. I was actually on Anakin's side, even though Ferris was probably right. I just didn't see him that way. So now bringing him back is like, oh, this jerk again? That's what I was thinking. And even though he had grown up, I wasn't thinking him as a little 10-year-old, 12-year-old boy, but I was seriously thinking about him as an 18-year-old boy. He's still young, 20 maybe tops. But that's ridiculous, because he's the same age as Anakin, so Anakin's maybe, and yeah, Anakin was young too, but I never saw them on the same level. For some reason, I saw Darth Vader being older than Ferris, which doesn't make any sense, right? But in a way, if you think about it, Darth Vader at this point is just young Anakin, or younger Anakin from Episode 3. So he is a younger Vader, he just looks a lot older because it's Vader. It's like when your deadbeat cousin who has long hair finally gets a haircut and shows up in a suit and tie at your door, you're like, wow, you look like grown up, not like a little kid now. And that's what Anakin looks like when he puts on the suit. So he just automatically just seems older, and Ferris didn't seem to age as much for me, and I had a real big problem with that. And even though Jude Watson didn't intentionally do this with her books, but I felt that Ferris was being super arrogant to think that he could fool the Emperor, you know, as a double agent, that he was being super foolhardy to get into this deal and start, you know, playing both sides, thinking he could handle it. I'm sure Jude Watson did not intend that. She wants you to think, yeah, this guy can do it. Come on, Ferris, you can do it. You're the good guy. Go, go, go. But I was thinking, you're an idiot, Ferris. This guy's, who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? And again, that is not Jude Watson's intent. That's just how Ferris came across to me in this series. So, what happens next? Well, you'll have to find out next week.